Hello there, and welcome to this expert discussion brought to you by the Visibility Impact and Profit Giveaway, where top experts share what's working now to build a successful coaching empire with a global reach that makes a massive impact. I'm your host, Stephanie Treasure, and creator of this dynamic event. We have brought together a special panel of experts who have joined forces with me to share resources, paid programs, and insights on what it takes to build and grow a successful coaching empire. At the heart of it, we as a collective force of visionary business owners and entrepreneurs truly want to make an impact and a difference in people's lives. The more visibility you attain, the more people you will reach, the more profitable your business becomes, the more potential it has for growth. So we're on a mission to showing you how you can become more visible, make a bigger impact, and profit through this event. So today I am excited to welcome my friend and colleague, one of our spotlight efforts that makes this event possible, Kyna B. Hey there, Kyna. Welcome to this event. Welcome to this discussion, this interview. I'm so excited to speak with you today.
I'm so happy to be here and can't wait to get this conversation started.
Awesome. So let me go ahead and introduce you to the folks that are joining us who are not acquainted with you as I am, because I really want them to hear about your background and what you're bringing to the table and what makes you such a valuable asset to this event and how they can learn from you and the resources that you've brought to the table. So Kyna B is a live operations and relationship building genius. Her ability to use intuition with business operations principles while creating meaningful relationships has her clients calling her the much needed asset to take their business to the next level. She has simplified complicated business operations, created structure where there was chaos, and taught her clients how to delegate with ease. Kyna has won the Business on the Rise NABO Delaware Member of the Year, helped clients to reach the 6 and 7-figure mark in their businesses, and most importantly, allowed the clients she's privileged to serve the ability to work on what they love to do. So much value in terms of what you bring to the table. And again, I am very excited to be sharing you with the persons that are signed up for the Visibility Impact and Profit Giveaway.
Yes.
So let us dive in. If you could tell us, Kyna, a little bit more, about the work that you're doing with your clients currently.
Yeah, so you mentioned a lot of things when you read my bio, and one of them was simplified, complicated businesses and what was happening behind the scenes. And that's really what I began to notice early on in my journey as an entrepreneur about 13 years ago, was that I was working with people who are passionate about their business. They were passionate about marketing. They were passionate about speaking. They were passionate about getting people from here to there. But what I was seeing was behind the scenes was a mess. And it took me a while to figure out why. But the why really goes back to the passion that they had. And a lot of times you're trying to get things done. You're like, I have this idea, I want to launch this program, and I want to get things done. And so sometimes what ends up coming out of all of that is your processes, the structure of your business is duct taped together. So you're using Zapier as the duct tape, and you're trying to connect this platform with this platform. You're hiring people that may or may not be ideal for you and the business. And then you look up and you're like, how am I going to scale this? Well, you can't, because you really don't have a structure. And that's what I was seeing over and over and over again. And so for me, it was like, how can you have a team of high performing people and you can't get to the $2 million mark? You can't get to the $1 million mark in some cases. And so what I began to do was take a step back, figure out from an entrepreneur's perspective, what does it look like to have a structure that's meant for them? And that's the work that I'm doing today. I come in and look at how things run in your business. So yes, your processes, yes, your systems, but I'm also looking at your team. So even if that's a team of one, and how well they work with you, your clients, and the business as a whole, and figure out like how can we get this to be more streamlined so that you can successfully scale and get to the goals that you want to get to in your business.
Wow, that's powerful because I totally relate and have seen that where the impetus when we start our businesses and as we go along is to meet targets, meet the sales goals, the marketing goals, the growth goals. And we're not quite thinking of the behind the scenes and the structure and the systems that we need to put in place, as well as the fact that we don't, and I'm guilty as charged, we spend a long time in one man mode, not really taking time to look at how far you've come, what's the trajectory, and how you're going to get there, which usually it means bringing on some kind of a team to support you to get all the things done so that you're not doing all the things and you can properly leverage, grow, and scale, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah, and I love that you have a behind the scenes perspective on this and you're actively working on this with your clients, and certainly a lot of experience as you've helped other businesses to grow and scale their businesses to 6 and 7 figures, really by giving attention to what they need to do as relates to putting systems in place, processes, and building out their teams. So I want to ask you to share with us, because that kind of puts me on to my next question, which is to tell us about outsourcing and delegating, your perspective on outsourcing and delegating, and your, more specifically, your journey, and what makes you so passionate about that today.
This is more of a personal reason. And I think a lot of times it is because that's where the passion comes from. But it really has to do with the relationship that I had with my mother. And again, this took me a while to figure out the connection. But as mothers, we are horrible at delegating unless you have someone that's teaching you what that looks like, because we definitely don't use the word delegate. But the act of getting someone else to do something successfully, which means that not only can they do the job, but they're willing to do the job. And a lot of times we don't even ask those questions before we hand something off to someone on our team or someone else, period. And so for me, this journey has been really a reflection of the work that I've been doing with myself, for myself, self-care, all of that. But also, again, my relationship with my mother and figuring out, where along our journey, the disconnect, where did the disconnect happen? And so what I realized is that some of the habits that I had when it came to delegating and thinking that my children or someone on my team understood what I was asking of them, there was always miscommunication. And so it became, again, this kind of inner reflection, and another thing that I would do in the business where it was the questions that I would ask. When I was looking for new team members, it became, I don't need to just know that you know how to work in a certain platform. I don't need to know that you know how to communicate or you get along with other people. What I actually need to know is, how well are you taking care of yourself? Because that's going to impact, our work together. What I need to know is how well are we going to work together? Because again, that's going to impact our work together. And so I went deep when it came to, I began to go deep when it came to the people that not only I was surrounding myself with, but my clients were surrounding themselves with, especially when I understood the roles. And so the passion definitely came from my own personal journey. And it also came from seeing women who had a gift and they struggled with finding the right people to grow their business. So it's like how in one area you can be this fabulous coach, you get people from, again, A to Z, but yet when it's time to deal with, your team and figuring out what you want to do and how you want to move forward, you struggle. Like how does that happen? And again, it came back to that my relationship with my mother, and I found that the more that I learned about clients, they had the same story or a very similar story when it came to either working with other people or their corporate experience. It was horrible, and so it just became a thing for me to say if you take some time to surround yourself with the right people, those goals that you're setting, you can crush them over and over again. But it's really about surrounding yourself with the right people once you have that structure in place.
Yes, and I imagine too, really making sure that you communicate the culture of the company that you're building, the way that you deal with clients or relate to clients, or the way that you want to support your clients. That's important as well, so that your team can, kind of follow your lead and, see how things are supposed to work, how they're supposed to handle customer service issues, or, any other thing that has to do with them interfacing with your clients, so that your experience, the integrity of the client experience that you want for persons to have is sound, and they feel supported, so that you can, they have a good experience, they get great results, and you can attract more right fit clients as well, right?
Yes, yes. You actually mentioned culture, and that's something that, again, as entrepreneurs, we don't think about, but you're actually you're creating your culture right now. So if your business is chaotic, not only are your clients feeling it, your team is feeling it. And of course, you're feeling it. And so culture is being actively created in the infancy of your business, and you have control over that. And so, again, when I ask the question, what's the culture of the business? And, does the team understand it? Many times I get yes, but when I talk to team members, answer is no. We're on two different pages. And so culture definitely is something that is missed. But another reason for you to get the blueprint, team onboarding blueprint.
Yes, yes, yes. And so you have a preview of what's to come in terms of what Kyna's gift is, but you can actually see that right now if you log on to www.visibleimpactprofitgiveaway.com. You'll be able to see what she's bringing to the table. It's completely free to sign up. So that was a good segue for me to remind you where to be a part of this event if you haven't already joined us, and make sure that you look for Kyna's gift. She's one of our spotlight sponsors, so you will find her easily on the giveaway gift page, and you'll be able to download her free offer. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But certainly share with us, as we're talking about, this is the Visibility, Impact, and Profit Giveaway. What's working for you right now as it relates to getting more visible?
Well, what's working for me and clients is going deep with relationships. So it's not necessarily about putting more money to ads. It's not about being in as many networking groups as possible. It's about taking the relationships you have and digging deeper, going deep with them. And because that's what people want now. People are past the surface. They want depth in the things that they're building, creating, the money that they're making, the legacy that they are creating. And so So the idea here is that I need to get a better or have a better relationship with you in order for that to happen. And so that takes time. So instead of me spending time meeting, new people, getting new clients, nothing wrong with it. But I and we are spending more time having conversations with colleagues, with clients, with former clients, and really figuring out where people are so that, we can move with where things are trending. Yeah, just depending on where you are in the world.
I love that, right? Connecting with people, really getting to know your audience. It's one thing to go after, the viral videos or having a post go viral, but if something goes viral and there's no connection, then it doesn't even matter if you've reached, a million people. If you're not connecting deeply with those persons in a way that have them know and relate to your brand, trust your brand, and inquire about working with you. So I like that you're taking the time to really deepen the relationships of key people, your followers, as well as colleagues. As a way to go deep to go wide, so to speak, and reach
Yes.
people in a bigger, better way.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what is, as we're jumping on the impact theme now, right? So what is one key way that you keep the impact that your business makes at the forefront of what you do?
So I think actually I know early on, I had this thing where I wanted to give back, but didn't know how. And so once I got my footing and knew at the time I was a virtual assistant, that I wanted to mentor or be a support to another woman who was growing their business, starting their business. And so every year I mentor a woman who is either starting a business or that's in business, but they've been struggling. So maybe they have a 9 to 5 and they have, their side hustle and they're like, I want to truly get out of my 9 to 5, but I just don't know how. I don't have the time to the additional time to put into this. And so I mentor them for a year. And that mentoring is coaching, consulting, and sometimes implementation, because again, they are either starting or wanting to ramp up. And they don't have the budget to bring in a VA to help with web pages. They, may not have the budget to have someone help them with a marketing plan. And so I come in, give them what they need, or maybe even refer them to someone else. And then we work together for a year. And then they then refer someone from their circle to me. It's an application, but it just keeps going on and on and on. And I'll probably do that more. But right now I do that with one person per year, one woman business owner per year.
That's great. I really like that. And I'm definitely all, and I know you are, for investing in your business, investing in yourself. But every now and then there's that one person that stands out who is after big things and has the potential to really experience transformation from working with you, but just not at a place where they can make that investment. So I'm happy to know that you make that spot available. And if you really think of any forward-thinking institution, if you look in the educational space, top universities are doing this for bright sparks that they know have, great potential, but not quite able to afford being there, afford to pay for a university. So I'm happy that you're doing this through your business, and I applaud your efforts.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm sure that's a great example for your clients as well.
Oh, yes, it absolutely is. I've definitely had a couple of clients who have, in some way, shape, or form, did their own version of that, because they're like, oh my, not only are you but you are having them think of the next person. So who's next? And so, it's not necessarily about me and me picking the person. It's the people that I work with for that year, then looking into their network. And that I think has also been a great impact, because now other people, a few, know about me and what I'm doing. But I want to multiply that. But you know, you have to have, what is that? You got to have the time, and you definitely have to have the financial support in order to be able to do more mentoring, for it to make sense. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
Great, great, great. And, also a great reason to really pursue growth, leverage, and scaling your business to the, 6 and 7 figures and even more. I have come across just a few people in my space who have said, oh, I just want to be able to make this amount and that would be enough for me. Really thinking about, what would support them and their lifestyles and some, bucket list type things that they want to do. But I really feel that you can do so much more when you're at that level of profitability
Absolutely.
in your business, to help more people, which really this is what what we're in business for, to support others when you grow your business to that higher levels of profitability. You can help more people along the way. So like you said, you'd have more time and space to be able to possibly scholarship 2 or 3 persons per year, right?
Yes.
Once you
Yes.
grow your business to that next level. So
Yes.
testament to the work that you're doing and helping others to think about what their next level looks like as well.
Yes. 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 I like all of this. All of it excites me. I like, even now. I have this, and I've shared it a couple times. I have always wanted to start a leadership school for girls. So that is where all of this is going. Is in that journey. Is to that destination. Is just really understanding that as philanthropists, we can make an impact in so many ways, and I'm going to do it. So yeah, I'm
I
excited.
love that. Love that. That sounds like a very, very exciting initiative. Great. So tell us about your high value gift. Now we have the space to get into it. What you're bringing to the table, as you will recall, folks. This is a giveaway where top experts are sharing with you. They're sharing free resources, and in some cases paid resources, as in the case today that you're going to hear more about. So once you sign in, you'll be able to download those resources, and we're going to tell you what Kyna is bringing to the table today. So go ahead and share that with us.
Yeah, so it's a team onboarding blueprint, which in its essence is going to give you the model for what you're going to need in order to successfully onboard anyone that you hire. So that could be an intern, that could be someone that's paid, just anyone that you're bringing into the business. And what it's going to do is help you to put them on a journey, so they so they have a relationship with not just you, but also with the business, and then ultimately the clients. And so this blueprint is going to allow you to create a resource for your new hires, for new people that you're bringing into your business, and put them on a journey, but also allow you to evaluate them and the process. So too many times people are hired, but there's not enough evaluation that's happening in those first 30 days, those next 30 days and the following 30 days, because a lot of times you'll find that there are signs that they aren't ideal for your business within the first 30 days. But if you're not tracking certain things, certain activities that they're doing, then you're not going to know that. So this blueprint is really going to give you the model for you to apply to your business, so that you are not only bringing on the right people, but you're onboarding them into your business in a way that makes sense for everyone.
I love this, and it sounds to me like the blueprint will also help you to mitigate against or prevent those scenarios where things end sour with somebody, a potential team member with you. Not that it's going to help you to keep somebody on forever, because things
Right.
can still end. But if expectations are set early and the evaluation is done, you both, you know, I presume that you both will be able to evaluate to see, you know, your team member can evaluate in the first 30 days to see if this is something that they want to keep doing long term, and they can let you
Yes.
know in a very clear and succinct way that possibly this is not the opportunity for me, and vice versa. You can evaluate in those first 30 days and say, look, maybe this, I don't think we're a fit to work together, although you're great. But you know, you could possibly even refer them to someone else or research another opportunity. So I love how you've set this up. This is highly, highly valuable. Folks, this is a $97 value item. I highly recommend that you download this because it will really get you, especially if you're testing the waters and you haven't really quite onboarded anyone yet. This would be great for you. Or if you've already brought on team members, but things were a little rocky, Kyna, can they still go through this 30-day process even with a team member that has been with them long term? Or I mean,
Yes.
within the last year, possibly.
Yeah. Yes. As a matter of fact, the other unintended consequence of creating this blueprint is it allows you to evaluate your business and what you have or maybe don't have that is a necessary piece for them understanding what they're doing within the business, what job, what responsibility they have. And so yeah, so when I created it, I had one intention in mind, but what has come out of it has been so much more. And I'm excited. I can't wait for everyone to apply the blueprint to their business.
Awesome. And we have even more. So as I mentioned, some of our experts in this giveaway have presented an item that is usually a paid offer, and you have a chance to win that. So let me explain. Once you download the team onboarding blueprint that Kyna has brought to the giveaway, you're automatically entered to win a raffle item, which is a paid session with her. That you don't have to do anything else to be a part of that. By virtue of downloading the team onboarding blueprint, you'll be entered to win one coveted spot. Go ahead and tell us about this team onboarding strategy session, what persons can expect in this session, and the value of doing this if they were to pay for it.
Yeah, so essentially the strategy session is all about one, you taking some time to identify, do you have all the pieces necessary for an effective onboarding experience for your team? The strategy session so when we have our strategy session, what happens is we evaluate that and I give you some next steps. So sometimes, a lot of times, it's a matter of the structure. So there may be systems and processes in place that aren't effective. There may be some things that you may have to record. So we talked about culture earlier. That's one thing that's definitely in the blueprint is you really labeling and putting words and your face to what you want the culture to be. And so the strategy session is really taking time to figure out what those things actually look like for your business, and identifying what you want your onboarding experience to be. So this blueprint is, for lack of better words, it's for every business, but your business has a particular way that people, clients, as well as team members need to be onboarded, need to understand what the journey is. And it's really going to be up to you or someone on your team who's well versed in it to identify what that is. And so the strategy session is really meant if you don't have that person or if that's just not your forte. And then we give you a map. I give you a map of what you need to do after our session is done, so that your blueprint now becomes your, I call them a playbook, but it'll be your playbook for your business.
So that is 60 minutes that you have with Kyna, with her eyes on your business, your processes, and giving you her best advice in terms of how you should be proceeding when it comes to bringing on the right team that can support you for your growth. So that's highly valuable. I highly recommend that you go ahead The team onboarding blueprint is highly valuable, and then you'll be entered into the raffle to win the strategy session with her. That 60-minute session with is worth $500. So thank you so much for bringing that to the table and making it available for one lucky person. I know your time is highly valuable using that one again. But you've made it available. You've given some time to allow one person to be able to have this very customized insight from you. So go ahead and share, if you will, as we wrap up here, a takeaway that you want persons that are tuning in to leave with.
So it's really simple. Don't try to do this alone. You have a vision, whether that's specific, you want to start a school as I do, or I want to have $1 million business. Whatever that is, know that you're going to need help. So start thinking about the gaps that you know that you have personally, but also the gaps that are in the business. Because I guarantee you there's someone in your network that could help you or could point you in the right direction. And so, yeah, my takeaway is please don't try to do this alone.
Great advice. Great advice. That's a 6-figure and 7-figure word of wisdom right there. Definitely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And really quickly, where can persons keep up with you on social media? Where's your favorite place to hang out that if persons plug into you there, they'll kind of get a feel of the behind the scenes and some really good tips around how to really build a structure for their business that supports their success?
Yeah, so I hang mostly on Instagram. Yeah, that's my platform. I will not say any other platform other than you can definitely find me on IG, Instagram.
And what's your handle on Instagram?
Yep, so it's at Run Your Biz. And then my personal handle is Kyna E Baker. Okay.
There you have it, folks. So, and I'm sure in case you miss it, once you once you go ahead and download the gift, Kyna will share that with you. If you don't see it in your welcome email, just reply and find out where is the best place to connect with her. I know for a fact that you don't bite, so I encourage persons after they download, just reply and say at least a thank you or share some feedback as to how the team onboarding blueprint helped you. All right?
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us on this interview. I will see you on the next one. And thanks again, Kyna, for being here and for being one of our featured sponsors. Your expertise is very valued. And I thank you again for being a part of this.
Thank you so much for having me, Stephanie. I really appreciate the opportunity to get more visible.
Awesome. All right. Take care, guys. I'll see you on the next interview. Bye.